everyone, welcome back to What's on My Mind Season 2, Episode 3. Today's episode is all about stress. So, when I say the word stress, I know what's coming inside your mind. So, first thing, exams. For adults, work. And then maybe kids, and then family, and then money, and then homework, so on and so forth. And as a student, my perspective on stress is always it's based on the things we do in our daily lives, like exam, school, what our friends will like, what we can do that our friends will like, or what we can do that people will like, people's expectations. Are we meeting them? So that to me is the definition of stress. Are we meeting people's expectations, especially people who are so close to us, so dear to us? So stress is there's so many ways, like there's so many types of stress that I can tell you. Mental stress, physical stress. These two ways, like these two types of stress, which a lot of us commonly feel, commonly get, and it's not wrong to have those feelings, those stressful feelings, okay? And I want to start off by saying, why do stress occur for us, to us? Is because in our daily lives, different people have different expectations of us, and sometimes we are so pressured to think, oh, maybe are we even able to do this? Are we able to achieve this? Are we going to meet what these people want from us? So this can be from a perspective or a point of view of a celebrity, or a point of view of a influencer, point of view of a parent. For a parent, it would be the kid's expectation of you. For a child, it will be like the parent's expectation of the child. Or for the celebrity, it will be like the fan base. What would the fan base like of that celebrity? What are we meeting the expectation? Are we dressing properly? Are we pleasing people? So it's basically people pleaser. So when I say all these, I know you guys get like really worked up and stressed. I'm like, oh, Gloria, what are you talking about? I'm saying we are just pleasing people. And if we are not able to do that and people get upset about it, and that's where the stress comes in. When people try to bring you down and you feel like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, my question to you guys is, are we perfect? Are we God? Are we Jesus? Or are we any God that we believe in? Are we like them? Are we like perfect? Are we people who don't sin? Of course we do. Of course we're gonna sin. Of course we're gonna make mistakes. Of course we can't please everyone, because the only person we are supposed to please is God and ourselves. And to me, that's what I believe, because as a Catholic, I always feel like I just have to follow what Jesus taught me. And as long as I please Jesus and I please myself with what I am doing the right thing. So that's how I handle it. I handle it by just taking it one step at a time and categorizing which is actually my priority. What am I actually supposed to achieve? So let's say my parents tell me, hey Gloria, I want you to get good grades, and you have to get good grades, okay? Let's just say that you have to get good grades. So I would categorize, okay, what subjects am I good at? What do I need to focus on? Which one am I weak at? Do I have to focus on them? What areas do I have to focus in? So this term, I actually didn't do well for my assessment. Okay, I didn't do well for my test. I didn't do well for my exam for this term, and I've been getting a couple of C's. And my English grade went down, okay? So instead of, feeling stressed, of course I did feel stressed the first day when I received the results. I was like, oh, what the heck? What kind of grade is this? Is my English like that bad? Okay, to be fair, the class highest was 20 out of 30, but I know my standard of English, my teacher's expectation of me was higher. It was 25. And I know for myself, my self expectation was a 25 out of 30 because I usually get that amount and that amount of marks for my exams. But currently I just got 18, which is borderline for me. So I was feeling really, really weird. I was like, oh, what's going on? What's happening? And then instead of actually viewing it as a weakness or something bad, I actually viewed it positively. I thought of it as like, oh, maybe this is just some step that's bringing me down, but I have to get back up again. I have to get back up and I have to practice and I have to get it right. And until I get it right, I am not going to stop. So that is the whole mentality, the whole mindset here. So I made a strengths and weakness review. Actually, I have the file with me. I'm going to read it out so that you guys actually know. So this file has all my strengths, all my weakness. If you guys can hear the pages, yes, I'm flipping my file to show y'all or to actually explain to y'all what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses. So I actually categorize it. Okay, English, Tamil, and social studies, they're all in my good subjects. They're all the subjects which I generally do well in. And then, okay, maths, history, and POA, these are in the middle. I do well sometimes, I don't do well sometimes. So it's like in the middle. And then chemistry and biology as the last because I'm really not good at my sciences. So this is an example of how I actually categorized it, and I did a list of what I need to work on. Oh, okay, English, comprehension practice and composition practice. You have to do it. It means that you have to do it. And then for social studies, you have to practice your skills-based questions on the assessment book. And for Tamil, just do your homework at this point. And then for maths, just do your secondary 3 topics and just revise. Algebra. And then so on and so forth. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because, of course, we're going to face ups and downs when we're in school, especially, and even work life. We're going to face ups and downs. But sometimes to have a solution, we have to get an organized mindset to say, okay, I have failed. Yes, I will cry one day, but the next day I'm going to get back up and I'm going to practice my ass off and I'm going to work hard to get that grade back, to get that A, to get that A1 grade. I'm going to work hard. So that is my motivation. So that is for me, my issue and my solution. So actually for 12-year-old Gloria, which was I think 4 years ago, I was taking my first national exam, primary 6. Okay, so it was my English paper, and before the English paper, my head, right, it felt like something was poking me sharp in my head, and I got that pain, and then my whole head was very heavy. It felt very heavy, like blood couldn't travel. I called my parents and they were thinking that I was just lying so that I can don't have to take my exam lah. So basically, what happened was I was stressed. Okay, I was really stressed because English was my best subject. But due to that stress, I went in that room, that examination room with that amount of stress, and I did not do well for my English. So moral of the story is don't ever do something when you're stressed. Okay, so when you are stressed, right, instead of like trying to just continue being stressed, instead of panicking, if it's an urgent thing and you are stressed about it, what you have to do is calm your nerves down and pray. And I really realized when I was 14 years old, I realized the best thing to do when we are stressed is to pray. It's literally just pray. And Jesus is always on my side when I need him, and that's what I'm going to advise you guys too. Always just pray. If you don't believe in a God, then manifest, reflect, and just let it go and talk to someone. So for a few of my friends, they always say, "Oh, I have a relationship problem. Oh, my boyfriend broke up with me. I'm having a situation where I have to choose people now. I have to choose between my boyfriend and my friend." And I will be telling them, now think which is your priority. Think who is actually benefiting you. Yes, I'm asking you to be selfish here, because you have to see what is good for you and then only see what's good for other people. So I told my friend, actually you should see who is actually helping you in being a good person, in doing your work, who is actually there for you. And if your boyfriend have a problem with you being friends with a guy, then I don't think you should be with your boyfriend, because if you're in a relationship, you need trust. And if you don't have trust, the relationship won't go well. And so that caused stress for my friend. And this is the type of stress that comes by, and it's just honestly exhausting, right? This is called unwanted stress, okay? And another stress I can tell you as an adult point of view, okay? My mom, she works a lot, like a lot, okay? And sometimes when she had a long day at work, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that she had a long day, but she would come home, she would cook, and after she cooked, I wanted to have a normal chat with her, but she just bam, just shouted at me. And I was like, "Mom, are you okay?" And she was just ranting about what happened at work. And I understand, as an adult, you guys face work stress, and it's not wrong. And I really respect the adults out there who are working hard for their kids, like my mom. And what I told my mother was, whenever you feel stressed, just let me know. Whenever you need me, I'm here. That is what I told my mother, because sometimes she can be overwhelmed and sometimes she needs to hear those words. So when you're stressed, just tell your kids, guys. Adults, I'm telling this to you guys. When you're stressed, tell your kids or tell someone. If you guys don't have kids, it's fine. Tell your friends. Rant to them. "Oh, this is what happened at work. Okay, and I just needed someone to hear it." Sometimes the solution is we need someone to lend a listening ear for us. And that's what I do sometimes. I just rant to my friends about how I feel, what I'm going through, and how what I'm going through makes me feel. So talking about it really helps. It really does, because my parents would just rant to me about their issues, and I'll be like, just listen at this point. So if you are a friend of someone who's really stressed, just give them a listening ear. Lend them a listening ear. That will be the best thing you ever do for your friend. Okay, and so stress, there's always something called unwanted stress. And I just want to emphasize on overthinking, because I myself am an overthinker. And as an overthinker, when I meet new people, like my friends and new people, I would always tell them the first thing when I introduce myself. I always say, I am actually an overthinker. And I always would overthink in a lot of things. And yeah, I just feel it's good to tell your friends about what kind of person you are, so that they can prepare themselves to handle it. So I always overthink, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, let's say I get a bad grade for my exam. I'm gonna, oh my god, what's my dad gonna say? I don't even want to call him and hear him, like this and that, okay? So that's why sometimes it's good to let your friends know, because then they know how to handle it and how to calm you down, right? So always let your friends know. This is a must. So I always let my friends know, guys, I'm an overthinker. I'm so sorry if I overthink. And sometimes they will actually help me. They will be like, oh, like it's fine, nothing's gonna happen. They'll just calm me down. But all of that doesn't work. It does make it better, but doesn't work completely, but it makes it better. Trust me. And yeah, so stress can be in so many ways. There's like overthinking, there's like unwanted stress, there can be physical stress, there can be mental stress. Physical stress, I used to get bullied for my weight. I used to be 90 kg and people just bullied me. I got so stressed that I had anorexia. I got eating disorder because of what people said to me, what remarks people said about me, bad remarks. And at that point of time, I was really depressed, and I just got anorexia. And stress can really cause these things. They can make us physically weak, mentally weak. And for me, both physical and mental health is really important. And whenever you need to talk to someone, please do talk. There's counselors around, there's friends around. If you don't have friends, go talk to the counselor. The counselor can't choose to be friends with you. They have to talk to you, right? Especially in school. Please do talk, okay? Reach out for help. And just whenever you need a solution, always talk to your parents first. And I know it's not easy, because it's not easy for me as well to tell my parents, hey guys, I actually feel stressed. It's hard to say that sentence itself, but sometimes we just have to, because being open with your parents is the best thing ever, because you can get something out of your chest. And that's what I think and I feel is the most soothing thing ever. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to me, and I hope to do more of these for you guys in the future. See you guys, love you guys, and keep watch and stay tuned.